Buddhist Teachings for a Peaceful Mind. My dear friends, let me ask you something straight from the heart. What if the secret to a calm, joyful mind in your later years has been sitting quietly within you all along? What if the worries, the loneliness, the fears that often weigh heavily as we grow older could be eased not by anything outside, but by a simple shift inside your own heart? I know this may sound surprising, but stay with me, because today I want to share something that could change the way you see the rest of your life. The Buddhist path teaches us not only how to find peace, but also how to protect our mental health, especially as we grow older. This video is not about abstract philosophy. It's about real, practical wisdom that you can begin using today. If you listen carefully, you may find a way to carry less burden, feel lighter, and perhaps even discover a new sense of joy in your days. So let us walk together for a while, slowly, step by step, through the Buddhist way of caring for the mind. By the end of this journey, I believe you will feel more prepared to face the challenges of aging, with strength, with peace, and with compassion for yourself. Part 1. The nature of the mind as we age. Our bodies change. Our energy shifts. But the mind, that precious space where thoughts, memories, and feelings live, often becomes the heaviest burden. Many seniors struggle with loneliness, fear of illness, or regret about the past. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like a garden. If we leave it unattended, weeds of worry and fear grow wild. But if we care for it, plant good seeds of kindness, gratitude, and wisdom, the mind can become a sanctuary. Think of it this way. If you had a garden behind your house, would you let it fill with thorns and trash? Of course not. You would clean it, water it, and sit there to enjoy the peace. The same is true of your mind. The more you care for it, the more peace it will give back to you. Part 2. Letting go of heavy luggage. One of the biggest lessons the Buddha gave us is the power of letting go. Imagine carrying a heavy suitcase everywhere you go. Inside it are regrets, past mistakes, grudges, disappointments. At 60, 70, 80 years old, why still carry that suitcase? The Buddhist way invites us to put it down, to forgive ourselves, to forgive others. Not because the past didn't happen, but because we deserve peace today. Letting go is not weakness, it is freedom. Ask yourself, what pain am I still carrying? Is it anger at someone who hurt me? Is it regret for something I didn't do? Each time you release a little of that weight, your mind becomes lighter and your health stronger. Science itself shows that stress weakens the body, but a calm mind strengthens it. Part 3. Living in the present moment. The past is memory. The future is a dream. The only true life we ever live is right now. But how often do we miss it? We sit in our chairs, but our thoughts wander to yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's fears. The Buddha taught the power of mindfulness, paying attention to this very breath, this very moment. Seniors often tell me, I feel like time is slipping away. But let me tell you, time is not slipping away. Life is always here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in the sound of the birds outside your window. Try this. When you drink your morning tea or coffee, don't rush. Feel the warmth in your hands. Smell the aroma. Taste each sip slowly. That simple act is meditation. That is how you bring peace to the mind without sitting cross-legged or chanting. You can do it anywhere. Part 4. The power of compassion. One of the most healing medicines for the mind is compassion, especially compassion for yourself. Many older people are very kind to others, but harsh on themselves. You might say, I should have done more with my life, or I am a burden now. But the Buddha reminds us, you are not a burden. You are a being of great value, with wisdom that only age can bring. If a child falls, we don't scold them, we comfort them. Why not treat ourselves with the same gentleness? Each day, look in the mirror and say softly, May I be well. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. This is called loving kindness meditation. And when you practice it, your mind slowly becomes softer, warmer, and more resilient. Part 5. Finding meaning and simplicity in our later years. It is natural to feel like life is narrowing. Maybe we cannot travel as we once did. Maybe friends and family are not always near. But Buddhism teaches us that meaning is not found in big achievements. It is found in simple acts of presence. Sitting quietly with a grandchild, listening deeply to a neighbor, watching the sunset without distraction. These are not small things. They are the very heart of life. When you recognize their value, you no longer feel you are missing out. Instead, you see that the richness of life has always been right here. Part 6. Peace and prosperity of the mind. Some seniors worry about finances, security, and the future. The Buddhist approach to prosperity is different from what society often tells us. Real wealth is not the money in your pocket, it is the peace in your heart. Of course, we need enough to live. But once our basic needs are met, more and more possessions do not bring more and more happiness. True prosperity comes when the mind is content. You can be rich without millions if your heart is full of gratitude. Try this practice. Each night before sleep, name 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as the taste of a fresh apple, the smile of a friend, or the strength to walk to the window. Gratitude shifts the mind from scarcity to abundance. That shift is the real treasure. Part 7. Facing illness and death with courage. One of the greatest fears in old age is illness and death. Buddhism does not tell us to deny these truths. Instead, it teaches us to face them with courage and calm. Death is not the enemy. It is part of the great cycle of life. Like the leaves that fall in autumn, only to feed the soil for spring, our lives are part of something greater. When we accept this, fear lessens. I once knew an elder who, each morning, would say, "Today is a gift. If I wake up tomorrow, that too will be a gift." By living this way, she carried no fear, only gratitude. That is the Buddhist way, to see each day not as something to cling to, but as something to cherish. Part 8. Practical daily habits. Let me give you some simple Buddhist-inspired habits. You can start today for better mental health. Breathe deeply 3 times when you wake up. Begin the day with calm. Walk slowly for 5 minutes. Each step, say in your mind, "I am here." Limit the news you consume. Too much negative input poisons the mind. Spend time in silence. Even 10 minutes a day restores clarity. Speak kindly. Words shape reality. Gentle words calm both you and others. These may seem small, but practiced daily, they create great peace. Part 9. A story to remember. Let me share a short story. A monk once visited a village where an old man lived alone. The man said, "I have nothing left. My children are gone. My body is weak. My life has no meaning." The monk smiled gently and pointed to a lamp. He said, "Even a small lamp can light up the darkness. Your smile, your wisdom, your patience, these are lamps. You never know who is comforted by your presence. Never think you have nothing left to give." And so it is with you, my friends. Your life is still a gift to this world. Part 10. Closing reflections. So today, we have walked together through the Buddhist path to mental health in old age. Caring for the mind like a garden. Letting go of heavy luggage. Living in the present moment. Practicing compassion. Finding meaning in simplicity. Discovering true prosperity in gratitude. Facing illness and death with courage. And bringing these practices into daily habits. My dear friends, aging is not the end. It is a sacred chapter, filled with wisdom and potential for deep peace. If you open your heart to these teachings, you will see that the mind can stay young, light, and joyful, no matter the age of the body. Take these words with you, reflect on them, and most importantly, practice them. Even a small change, repeated daily, can transform your days into a life of peace. If these teachings touched your heart, I invite you to continue walking this path with me. Share your reflections in the comments. Let others know they are not alone. And if you wish for more teachings like this, please subscribe and join this growing circle of wisdom and peace. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May your heart be light, today and always.